You ever feel guilty for setting boundaries? Like you're being mean or selfish or you're pushing people away? Yeah, me too. We live in a world that tells us to be available, to always say yes, always be the bigger person. But what nobody tells you is what happens when you keep giving pieces of yourself to everyone else until there is nothing left for you. And it's so crazy how saying one little word, no, can make you feel like the bad guy. You start overthinking, worrying if you upset someone, if they'll see you differently, if they'll leave, whatever it might be. But here's the thing, people who get mad at your boundaries were benefiting from you not having any in the first place. You don't owe anyone constant access to you, your time, your energy, your emotions. They're not a free for all. And saying no doesn't mean that you don't care. It means you finally care about yourself too. A lot of people think boundaries mean cutting everyone off, and that's not necessarily how it works. They mean learning how to let people in without losing yourself in the process. Boundaries aren't necessarily walls, they're doors with locks. Like you'll still let people in, but only when it's safe, only when it's right. It's not about shutting the world out. It's about not letting the world walk all over you. I will admit, I used to say yes to everything, even when it hurt, even when I was completely drained, even when I knew I was being taken advantage of. Because in my mind, I thought keeping people happy meant I was a good person. But all it did was make me tired, make me bitter, made me feel lost. And I started losing track of who I was when I was constantly trying to be who everyone else needed. And that's kind of when I knew I needed to start setting boundaries. Not because I hate people, not because it's selfish, but because I love myself enough to stop breaking my own heart to make other people comfortable. And when you start to set those boundaries, some people will leave. And that hurts. But let them. Because the only one who truly cares about you won't see your limits as rejection. If anything, they'll see them as respect. The wrong ones will call you different or distant. The right ones will say, hey, I get it, take your time. I'm still here. And that's how you know who really is for you. Boundaries don't push the right people away. They sort of filter them out. And the people who take advantage of your boundaries, like some people see your weaknesses, and I will admit, some people don't love you. They love your compliance. They love that you say yes, that you don't argue, that you always show up, even when you're drained. And they'll call it love, but it's really control. And the second you start saying no, they act like you changed. But you didn't change, you just stopped letting yourself be used. And let's be real, setting boundaries is terrifying. Not because of the boundary itself, but because of what it might cost. You start thinking, what if they stop talking to me? Or what if they think I don't care anymore? But if your peace scares someone away, they were never meant to stay in it. You can't lose real ones by being real with yourself. And love without boundaries isn't love, it's obsession. If you give someone all your time, all your space, all your energy without limits, it stops being a connection and it starts being control, like I said earlier. Love should never drain you. The right person will never ask to shrink yourself to fit their comfort. Some people will say, you've changed. And maybe you have. But you're supposed to. Growth looks cold to people who benefited from your warmth. Boundaries make you quieter, calmer, more selective, not cold. You're just learning the difference between protecting your peace and people pleasing. And oftentimes you'll notice your boundaries change as you grow, as you change. The stuff you used to tolerate, you just can't stand anymore. And that's not ego, that's evolution. You can't keep letting the same chaos in and expect peace to exist. And here's the part no one talks about. Boundaries aren't just for other people. They're for you too. You have to know when to stop overthinking, when to stop blaming yourself, when to stop going back to situations that already broke you. Self-respect is the hardest boundary to hold because it means keeping promises to yourself. And sometimes you've got to love people from a distance, not because you hate them, but because being close to them costs too much. And yeah, it hurts. But peace is expensive. Stop giving it away to people who don't earn it. And distance doesn't mean disconnection necessarily. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is step back and let things breathe. Not every single silence is anger. Some silences are healing. Space helps you remember who you are when you're not constantly adjusting to fit somebody else. You don't owe anyone explanations for your boundaries. You don't owe them constant energy or replies or validation. If someone can't handle the word no, it's because they only respected you when you said yes. And once you start holding those boundaries, something crazy will happen. Peace. It's quiet, it's strange, it's unfamiliar at first. But then you realize this is what safety feels like. Not everyone's chaos in your head. Not everyone's needs above your own. Just you, finally breathing. What I sort of realized through personal experiences is peace isn't something you find. It's something you choose. You choose it the moment you stop chasing people who drain you or stop choosing you. You choose it when you stop explaining yourself to those who didn't listen. You choose it when you finally say, I love you, but I love me too. It's not easy, far from it. Sometimes you'll even cry after setting a boundary. Sometimes you'll question if you even did the right thing. But every time you honor your peace, you're teaching your heart what safety feels like. And one day, you'll wake up and you'll realize you're not walking on eggshells anymore. You're not begging to be understood. You're not tired all the time. You're just free. Not because everything's perfect, but because you finally stopped letting everyone else decide how much of yourself you're allowed to keep. Stay Roly.